Nobody talks about how draining it is when your friend does something to you and it's okay, but the second you do the same thing back, it's suddenly a huge problem. Like, what? I don't get it. It's always me that's the problem, no matter what. Like, at this point, I'm honestly so tired of it. Sometimes I wonder if it's even worth keeping that friendship when you're always the one getting blamed for no reason and they never see how their actions affect me. But mind you, most of the time, it doesn't even affect me. It's the fact that it's always a problem when I do something back to them. Like, how am I supposed to not get annoyed when it's always one-sided? And it's not even just that. Sometimes they start liking the stuff I like out of nowhere. I'm not saying that they can't have the same interests as me. It's like when they start bullying you and calling you immature, but the next day they come up to you and be like, OMG, you know the game you were talking about, FNAF? Yeah, I love it so much. It's so fun. Weren't you just making fun of me for it, and now all of a sudden, you're obsessed? But yeah, that's all. Peace out.
Bro, I fucking swear the people in my class probably think I'm in love with them. Like, nah, I'm not fucking crushing on you. I'm just chronically unsure where the fuck to look. I'll be sitting there zoning the fuck out, eyes locked on someone's head. And then boom, eye contact. And now I look like a fucking creep. I try to look away, but it's already too fucking late. Damage is done. I didn't even mean to stare. I'm just trying to avoid looking at the teacher's fucking face, or the floor, or the same damn wall for the 50th time. And of course my dumbass brain is like, hey, just look at a random fucking person. That's fine, right? No brain, it's not. Now they think I'm out here writing their name in fucking cursive in my diary or some shit. And it's not even just one person. I stare at everybody, like unintentionally rotating eye contact. Like I'm choosing my next fucking victim. If you sit within 8 feet of me, congratulations, you've been stared at like 7 fucking times today. It's not love. It's pure social confusion. I'm just trying to survive without making it awkward, but guess what? It's already awkward as fuck. I know half the class thinks I'm planning a fucking promposal, and the other half probably thinks I fucking hate them. All because my eyes got nowhere else to fucking go except some poor soul's face. I need a wall, a blank space, a void. Something to fucking save me. I'm not a stalker, I'm not flirting. I'm just eye-struggling like a motherfucker. Am I the only one that does this?
Okay, so this might sound kind of bad at first, but hear me out. I think bullying is fun.
I'll explain, okay?
So I was walking around at night whenever I saw the new kid at my school. He had just transferred there and was only there for 1 day. I didn't really like him though, because he wasn't that cute, to be honest. Anyways, he was walking around outside and I decided to talk to him. Mind you, I had already bullied him before, so he didn't really like me either. Which didn't make sense because how could anyone not like me? Anyways, back to the story. He was just standing alone and I went over and started laughing at him because obviously he has no friends. But he didn't say anything and kept walking away from me. I found that really annoying. Like, how are you this pathetic? Anyways, I kept making fun of him until he suddenly stopped walking. He said, "Watch this," and proceeded to start doing the Macarena. You guys have nitrogen monoxide idea how funny it is?
Anyways, start out.
A trans person being a bad person doesn't mean you should be transphobic towards that person. If you haven't heard, B-Place has been fired from the DTI team after being discriminative towards children. She has been caught talking to minors online, and she made a very weird apology, which she later took down. This apology was very passive, aggressive, and barely felt like a proper apology at all. Although her actions are disgusting, and I don't agree with them, it is not an excuse to be transphobic. Her gender has nothing to do with the current scandal she has surrounded herself in. So if you're misgendering her or using her incorrect pronouns, you're hating purely to be transphobic. Doing this affects the whole trans community and only sets us back even further than we already are. I'm saying this as a non-binary person who is under the trans umbrella, and no, I'm not defending her actions. I'm just defending the transgender community. Smiley face. Green out.
You know what I don't get? Pretty people privilege. Like, what do you mean you didn't have to develop completely different personalities for every single friend group and person you've met? because you make it up by being pretty. They blink at a camera, press post, and people are gushing in the comments while I'd probably get, "Ho, do flowers blossom where you walk?" Or, "You'd give the best hugs." They didn't get to have the character development arc where you learned if you weren't conventionally attractive, you'd either have to cover it up with a slab of makeup or learn how to make people laugh. While I stand at the sidelines, not even being glanced at by the male species, my friends have already got boyfriends, or talking stages or situationships, and I've never held hands with a boy once in my life. And I know I sound pathetic and jealous, but at this point, I don't care. I've accepted my fate. And you know what makes it worse? Knowing you're ugly. People have literally told me my teeth are yellower than the sun or that my forehead is like a fucking mirror. And everybody laughs because they know it's true. While pretty people, they get everything. It doesn't matter if you can make a crowd laugh or have amazing acting skills because the first spot always go to those who are attractive. I had to learn that the hard way.
Pandas are the dumbest animal. First off, they're built to be carnivores. Sharp teeth, meat-eating guts, the whole setup. And what do they decide to eat? Bamboo, a food that's basically crunchy air. It has almost no nutrition. So pandas have to shovel in like 30 pounds a day just to stay alive. Imagine choosing salad when you were designed for steak. That's panda logic. Second, they're terrible at reproducing. Like, legendarily bad. Female pandas are only fertile for 2 or 3 days out of the entire year. And even when that window shows up, half the time they don't seem interested. Humans have to play panda matchmaking DJs, blasting panda romance videos just to get them in the mood. And when twins are born, the mom usually just picks one and abandons the other. Brutal and dumb. Third, their camouflage game is trash. Black and white in a green forest? Genius. They don't blend in. They look like someone dropped a soccer ball in the woods. Survival instinct? Zero. Then there's their thumb. Pandas don't even have real thumbs. They use a stretched-out wrist bone as a fake thumb. Imagine trying to hold a burger with your wrist bone. It's not efficient. It's just embarrassing. And the way they act? Pandas spend half their lives falling over. Rolling down hills, getting stuck in trees, flopping around like they're coated with bugs. Other animals sharpen survival skills. Pandas are just a constant blooper reel. Honestly, it's a miracle they're still alive. And let's be real, the only reason they are alive is because humans think they're too cute to let go extinct. Without us, pandas would have tapped out ages ago.
Why is porn so normalized? There's zero advantages to participating or watching porn. It's overly misogynistic and supports violence against women and children. There's absolutely no ethical porn. I don't get why it's so hard to accept. There's nothing empowering about it. Go get your shit together and goon without supporting a disgusting industry.
I wish I had an autism diagnosis. Autism is so cute and adds SM to a personality. I hate having to pretend I have it. Autism is so silly, and it is literally like me. So I probably do have it. For example, I like anime. I also don't like surprises. And I hate staring at my mom.
I just heard there's gonna be an admin abuse on the 23rd of August against Grow a Garden and
Steal a brain rot
you guys have no idea how badly Roblox is gonna crash.
because of this.
And the reason why this is happening, I think from what I heard,
Is to see which game gets the most amount of players active.
it's basically Jandel versus Sammy.
But the thing is,
Jandel was the one to start this war,
And I feel like this admin abuse is gonna be so crazy.
to the point Roblox actually crashes out completely.
Have y'all ever gotten those of scaring little kids on YouTube Shorts? And the comments are just full of, "Oh, put the Funky Town video!" Do you hear yourself? The Funky Town video is just straight up gore. No, it's not funny and doesn't make you look cool. It makes you look sick. The Funky Town video is already far too much for a normal person to handle. What makes you think a child can? We don't support AI, I know, but traumatizing kids isn't cool. They just don't know any better. That's just what I wanted to say. Akio out.
Is it on? Oh yeah, it is. Hi, I'm Valerie, and I'm our CTA. The reason I have to talk to you guys is because I need to ask a question. So should I tell my friend I'm our CTA? They're pretty close with me, so I hope they'll accept me. I'm transitioning to Japanese, and I haven't changed my name yet because I'm too scared. Yeah. But if you want to give name suggestions, feel free to do so in the comments. Anyways, that's it. Let me know if I should tell my friend and also give me name ideas. Valerie out.
Bro, I'm back at it again. Hello, my brochachos. Hello, Habit. How are you feeling? Terrible. Absolutely miserable. Guess what? I miss my broski. Yes, me. I miss my ultimate potato chip. But what the hell am I gonna say? Hey, I miss you? No. I shall wait for them to text me. But if they don't text me, I feel like it's the end of the world. Like, hello? Are you alive? Is your dog alive? Tell me right now before I start crying. Tell me about your day, your life, your OCs. Or even better, send me your art. Stop making me lick crumbs off the floor. I honestly just wish they were here. Wait a sec. It's my Brotato chip! Yes, OMG, I missed you, I love you, I'ma touch you, I'ma impreg you, bark bark.
Okay, hot take, but like, why do girls wear makeup and try to act so cute about it? Like everyone knows it's because you're insecure. And don't get me started about people curling or straightening their hair. Like honestly, you look worse whenever you do that. It's only because they want to get attention from the boys. And for the cherry on top, they wake up for him to do all of that. For some reason, even after they tap their faces with those brushes and sponges for the 100th time, they still have to redo it in the classroom. Honestly, if you do that, you're a pick-me. Anyways, I DC if I get flamed for this, it's probably because you're one of those pick-me's. Bye.
Why is playing with a pay-to-win friend so pointless? Like, bro, we'll start a new game together.
You spend a week grinding, learning the mechanics, actually getting good with the starter gear.
He just skips the entire tutorial and buys the legendary starter pack for 500 Robux. So you're running around with a wooden sword,
And he looks like a final boss from another dimension.
he's got the glowing armor, the mythical pet,
The whole 9 yards.
but you know he has 0 skill, so you challenge him to a 1v1 thinking your pure talent will win. The match starts,
And you're cooking him.
you're dodging his attacks, you're landing every shot.
He's down to 1% health. Victory is right there.
Then he activates an ability you've never seen before. It's a full-blown screen nuke.
That you can only get from a 1,000 Robux game pass.
You get one-shotted from full health,
He wins.
and he has the audacity to say,
GG, you're pretty good.
bro, that wasn't a GG. You didn't win.
Your mom's credit card won.
This isn't a game of skill,
It's a battle of the wallets.
and I am a free-to-play player in a pay-to-win world. I'm completely cooked.
Why do moms never know when to let it go?
Argument been done 20 minutes ago. I'm in my room trying to breathe, and she's in the kitchen slamming pots like she auditioning for Hell's Kitchen, talking about, I don't know who she thinks she's talking to. This house not a hotel. Ungrateful, just like her father.
Like, girl, the war is over. Put the pan down. And she don't talk normal either. Nah, she gotta crank the volume to max like she performing at a stadium.
Some people in this house think they grown.
Yeah, and some people in this
House need therapy.
But let's not point fingers.
She in there having full combos with nobody, like, she gonna learn one day. Talking to me like I'm one of her little friends. I ain't the one.
Girl, who the fuck you talking to?
The rice?
The fridge?
And she always gotta do that passive-aggressive monologue like, I work all day, cook, clean, and this is the thanks I get. Like, girl, no one told you to go full Cinderella today? Who told you to scrub the baseboards at 6 a.m.? And don't let her start pulling out the ancient trauma. See, this what I get. I should've left her with her daddy. I should've stayed single. Should've pulled out.
Damn!
Now I'm just a whole
Birth mistake?
Why is finishing a good show emotional damage? Like, bro, you spend weeks,
Maybe even months.
completely invested in this show. These aren't characters.
They are your family.
You finally get to the last episode.
The finale is a cinematic masterpiece.
The ending makes you feel like you can do anything.
Like you could go out and fly.
Then the credits roll,
And there are no more episodes.
It's over.
and your entire soul just gets deleted from your body. The silence in your room is so loud,
You just sit there, staring at a blank screen.
not knowing what to do with your life anymore. So you go on TikTok and fall into a rabbit hole of watching edits of the show.
For the next 3 hours.
And that night,
You start having dreams about the show.
you're literally in the show, hanging out with the characters like you're part of a secret bonus episode.
You want to rewatch it, but it's not the same.
You would give anything to be able to watch it for the first time again.
Without knowing any of the spoilers.
And trying to start a new show just feels wrong.
It feels like you're cheating on the characters you just left behind.
This isn't just a show. It was a whole dimension of reality, and now you've been kicked from the server. I am completely cooked.
If I ever got lost in the forest,
I'm not making it out.
like survival mode, I'd eat all my snacks in the first 12 minutes and then start crying because my phone's on 3%. I'd try to build a fire, but instead of making sparks, I'd probably set my sleeve on fire and start running around like a
Flaming marshmallow.
Every single sound would have me tweaking. A branch snaps, I'm sprinting, an owl hoots, I'm convinced it's a demon. A leaf falls on my shoulder, I'm already riding my will. And if I hear a whisper in the woods, I'm not investigating. No Scooby-Doo mystery here. I'm screaming, take me, Bigfoot.
I'm done.
By the time anyone finds me, I'd be barefoot, covered in bug bites, holding 2 sticks like they're weapons.
Crying into a leaf burrito.
Morale. If I ever get lost in the forest, just put respawn on my gravestone.
Why am I out here doing laps in 30-degree heat while some fat-ass gym teacher who looks like they gave up on life 5 years ago and built like a busted beanbag is screaming, come on guys, push yourselves!
How about you
Push yourself away from the vending machine.
first?
And the music? They blast the cringiest, cheesiest tracks like it's some motivational anthem. Imagine trying to keep your lungs from exploding while Eye of the Tiger or some shit plays on loop like a bad joke. Nothing's motivational about this fuck-ass playlist. Then dodgeball comes around and suddenly it's World War III with hormone-crazed guys acting like their life depends on knocking you out. And then, I flinch one time, and now I'm the weak link? Like a ball could be flying 300 kilometers per hour towards my face, and these XY chromosomes always be yelling at you, talking about some, bro, you had that!
Had what? A death wish?
And they'd be yelling at me like, why didn't you catch the ball? Because I value my life and my nose? I'm not here trying to catch a meteor with bare hands. And the teachers don't care either. Like I could get knocked out cold by a dodgeball to the skull and they'd just be like, shake it off. No sir, I need a CT
Scan and a lawyer.
Plus the gym teachers always got that back in my day energy. Like, okay Jerry, back in your day y'all were running from dinosaurs. Be for real.
You know what I don't get? Mean people. What do you gain from being rude to strangers? Validation? An edgy personality? Trauma bonding with yourself over being a horrible fucking human? Like, we're all tired and we're all healing, but some of you are choosing to wake up and be a villain in someone's story just because you feel like it. What's the goal here? Ruin someone's day before 9 a.m.? Win the gold medal in being the most infuriating parasite alive? And people use their trauma as an excuse. You don't get a free pass card because you went through some shit. I didn't, so why should you? And the thing is, many of these people go out their way to make people's lives hell. But just because you're unhappy with yourself, don't just go around projecting it onto other people who want to help. You know what I don't get? When someone says, "You're so mature for your age," I didn't ask to be mature, but maybe I had to be. It was forced onto me like a prophecy I never wanted. I didn't choose to have a shitty childhood, but I did. I wasn't mature for having my childhood stripped away at such a young age. I just learned how to survive with the situation I had been put in. I was constantly worried about the adults in my life when they should have been the ones worried about me. And they tell me, "You're so mature for your age." Why? Because I had 2 homes, an alcoholic mother, and an unstable home life? Because I had to lose a parent at the age of 11 and learn how to navigate girlhood by myself? Because no one was there when I needed them? I didn't mature off age. I matured off how much I went through, heard, witnessed, and experienced. Because I didn't have a choice.
Hot take that'll probably make me lose a few followers, but using ChatGPT/AI sometimes isn't bad. Before anyone gets mad, no, I'm not talking about AI art. I think art should stay human. But like, what's actually wrong with using ChatGPT to help with homework? Or to get a super specific answer? I'd rather have it tell me in 1 second than spend an hour clicking through random websites. Maybe that's lazy, but at least I'm honest. Some people are way too dramatic about it. Sending death threats or harassing someone because they used AI once? That's insane. You guys are on another level of woke. Personally, I use it as an assistant. I don't let it do everything for me. But it helps me with school and my grades have gone up because of it. That doesn't seem like a bad thing to me. Yeah, I don't like how AI is taking people's jobs either. And I don't want it to run the whole world. But at the end of the day, it's here. Whether you like it or not, you're not stopping it. I know some people hate that argument, but sadly it's true. The problem isn't AI itself, it's how people use it. It can be harmful, sure, but using it to get a quick answer, help with school, or make life easier isn't some evil crime.
My favorite thing is how all the gooner men swear up and down that they love chubby girls. But the second they see a real chubby woman, like a woman with an actual soft stomach, thick arms, cellulite, stretch marks, literally the logical definition of a chubby person, they instantly switch up and say, "You, unhealthy," or make comments saying for them to lose weight. Like, bro chacho, I fear you weren't into chubby girls to start with. You were into the idea of an unrealistic slim thick NPC with a tiny waist, big hips, and 0 body flaws. Basically the unrealistic expectation of chubby person that doesn't exist. But what makes the situation funnier is how the majority of the people who make these comments are often chopped middle-aged men who are morbidly obese with chip crumbs laying on the surface of their stomach, balding, and are most likely sitting on their gaming chair going strong on their 3-week no-shower streak trying to make comments on what a body should look like. Let's be real now, Timothy. You have no say in what a chubby body should be looking like or not, especially when you're 3 times bigger. I think what could be made out of their mindset is that they mainly love the idea of chubby women as long as they're polished, curated, and still fits their ideal fantasy. What's up, fucker? For those of you who don't know, I have this series called Don't Snitch on Me, Bitch, where I save up money to help me, my baby sister, and mom move out of a toxic household by getting on the TikTok Creator Pilot program. And so far, after 3 videos, I gained 237 followers, which for only having 3 videos uploaded is a lot, so thanks to everyone who followed. Anyways, someone commented on my video and thought I was a guy. Is it the voice I'm using? Should I use a women's voice instead? Cause I definitely don't have balls. Anyways, does anyone else hate it when their mom is so stuck on their phone? Like, I'll be on my 14/5/26 mom and she still won't answer. And when she finally looks up from her phone and has the audacity to say, "What?" Then I said, never mind, cause I had already forgotten what I was going to say. But of course she gets mad and says, "Tell me, what were you gonna say?" Motherfucker, I've been trying to tell you. By the time you answered, Rihanna has already released an album. Anyways, I get it now when people say mom's a rage bait final boss. I could have been dying, and this fucker still would have been looking at her phone laughing at Facebook memes. And you know what's crazy? I used to think as a kid that when I got older, my mom would actually listen to me. Nope. Plot twist. She upgraded her ignoring skills like a pro. Matter of fact, she got a PhD in selective hearing. Childhood me really thought life was gonna be sunshine and apple juice boxes. Meanwhile, older is out here trauma dumping to TikTok. Anyways, if you can relate, comment this emoji.
Why is emotional intelligence not treated with the same seriousness as being book smart? Since we were kids, the entire system drilled into our heads that grades equal success, that the higher your scores, the brighter your future. Schools reward academic performance, parents brag about it, and society as a whole idolizes it. But when it comes to emotional intelligence, it gets brushed off, as if empathy, self-awareness, communication, and conflict resolution are just side skills you'll eventually pick up along the way. The reality is most people never pick it up. And that's where the biggest problems begin. Because here's the truth. Being book smart might open doors, but without emotional intelligence, you can't keep them open. You can get a job with your diploma, but you'll lose it if you can't work with people. You can get married, but your relationship will crumble if you don't know how to communicate or compromise. You can become a parent, but you'll end up raising children who feel neglected or misunderstood if you can't listen and empathize. It blows my mind that society keeps pretending emotional intelligence is optional, when in reality, it determines the quality of everything in your life. Look around. So many people grow up, become adults, start families, even climb the career ladder, but they still lack basic emotional maturity. They don't know how to manage their tempers. They don't know how to take accountability. They don't know how to respect differences. And when these people end up in positions of influence, as parents, bosses, leaders, that lack of emotional intelligence doesn't just affect them, it affects everyone around them. You see the consequences everywhere: broken homes, toxic workplaces, dysfunctional friendships, marriages that fall apart not because of money or external problems, but because people never learned how to deal with emotions. Parents raising children in environments where feelings are invalidated. Bosses who think leadership is about belittling others. Friends who turn everything into competition instead of support. These aren't rare cases, they're everyday realities. And all of it could be avoided if emotional intelligence was given the importance it deserves. And here's the part that frustrates me most. Schools are supposed to prepare us for life, right? But instead of teaching us how to regulate our emotions, how to deal with stress, how to express ourselves without hurting others, or how to actually listen, we're stuck memorizing formulas we'll never use again. Don't get me wrong, academics matter. I'm not saying we should ditch math, science, or language, but what's the point of teaching students to solve complex equations if they can't even solve the conflicts in their own lives? What's the point of producing graduates who can analyze literature but can't analyze their own behavior? This is exactly why emotional intelligence needs to be taught in schools, and not in the half-hearted way it sometimes is, as a minor subject tucked away, easy to ignore. No. It should be emphasized just as much as any academic subject, if not more. It should be a core part of the curriculum. Students should learn about empathy the same way they learn about history. They should practice communication and conflict resolution with the same energy they put into practicing math problems. They should be taught how to manage stress, how to self-reflect, how to respect differences, and how to build healthy relationships. Because those are the skills that will shape their futures far more than knowing the periodic table ever will. Imagine if schools actually prioritized emotional intelligence. Imagine how much healthier our communities would be. Imagine families where parents know how to listen, not just command. Workplaces where leaders know how to motivate instead of intimidate. Friendships rooted in understanding, not jealousy. Imagine kids growing up feeling seen and heard instead of carrying emotional wounds into adulthood. That's the kind of change emotional intelligence can create. And yet, here we are, still acting like it's a bonus skill. Still acting like it's something you'll just learn eventually. But you don't just magically learn it. If no one teaches you, if no one emphasizes it, chances are you'll grow up without it. And that's why we keep ending up with adults who are technically educated, but emotionally stunted. Adults who can pass exams but can't handle real life. Adults who are brilliant on paper but toxic in reality. At the end of the day, book smarts might get you into a university or a job interview, but emotional intelligence, that's what determines whether people want to work with you, live with you, be around you. It's what determines whether you'll build something lasting or watch everything crumble because you couldn't manage yourself. So yes, education is power, but emotional intelligence, that's the kind of power that actually sustains a life worth living. And until we start teaching it, emphasizing it, valuing it as much as we do book smarts, we're not preparing people for life, we're preparing them to fail at it. When adults look at their kids and go, "You better study hard so you don't end up like that," while pointing at people who are literally the backbone of society, janitors, waiters, farmers, garbage collectors, street sweepers, construction workers, delivery riders. The list goes on. Like, hello? Why are you using hard-working, decent people as a scare tactic? You're basically telling your child that being poor or having a physically demanding job is the ultimate shame in life, when in reality, the real shame is raising your kid to think that way. Because let's be honest, where would we be without them? Who grows the rice, vegetables, and fruit you put on the table? Farmers. Who keeps your environment clean so you're not swimming in trash? Garbage collectors and street sweepers. Who serves you when you're too lazy to cook and want to eat out? Waiters. Who cleans the schools, offices, malls and hospitals so you can use them comfortably? Janitors. Who builds the houses, roads and buildings you take for granted? Construction workers. These people make life possible. And yet, you use them as the or else example when scolding your kid? That's straight up disrespectful. What's worse is the hypocrisy. These same adults who talk down about low jobs are the ones who call these workers heroes when times get tough. During typhoons, during pandemics, during natural disasters, suddenly farmers are heroes for still providing food. Suddenly healthcare aides and janitors are essential. Suddenly delivery drivers are angels for keeping everyone alive. But once life goes back to normal, they go back to treating them as less than. It's disgusting. And here's the kicker. These jobs might not always pay well, but the work is honest. No shortcuts, no schemes, no corruption. Just people grinding to feed their families. Tell me, what's more respectable? A politician sitting in an air-conditioned office stealing public funds, or a garbage collector breaking his back at dawn to clean your street? Exactly. Respect shouldn't be tied to salary or status. Respect should be tied to effort, integrity, and the fact that they earn their money the right way. Parents should be teaching kids gratitude, not arrogance. Instead of saying, study hard so you won't end up like them, why not say, study hard so you can have more opportunities, but never look down on anyone because every job has value? Why not teach your kid that there's honor in working hard no matter the field, and that looking down on people is the real failure? Because the sad truth is, kids absorb these attitudes fast. The moment they see you sneer at someone wiping the floors, they learn to sneer too. That cycle of disrespect just keeps repeating. I'll say it louder. There is no shame in honest work. The only shame is in mocking it. You can be proud of a lawyer, sure, but be just as proud of a janitor. You can celebrate a doctor, but also celebrate a farmer. Because at the end of the day, we need them all. A society where everyone wants big titles and no one wants to do the dirty work would collapse in seconds. So stop with the scare tactics. Stop using noble, hard-working people as the punchline in your lectures. Teach your kids respect. Teach them humility. And most of all, teach them that the true measure of a person isn't their job title, but the fact that they work hard and earn their living the right way. Because honestly, I'd rather be surrounded by garbage collectors who take pride in their work than by arrogant people who think they're better just because their job sounds fancy. And, to anyone out there who has parents working jobs that society often looks down on, I want you to know this loud and clear. Do not ever be ashamed of them. I know sometimes you might hear other kids, or even adults, make comments that make it seem like those jobs are something to be embarrassed about. Maybe you've been told, study hard so you don't end up like that, while someone points at a worker. Maybe you've even caught yourself wondering why your parents don't have the kind of job that others might brag about. But please remember this. What your parents are doing is nothing to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. Your parents are out there working those jobs not because they failed, not because they didn't care, but because they love you enough to push through the hardest days so you can have food on the table clothes to wear, and a chance to dream. Every drop of sweat, every sore muscle, every late night or early morning, they endure all of that because of you. That's love in its strongest form, and there is absolutely no shame in that. The truth is, the world runs because of people like your parents. The food we eat, the buildings we live in, the clean streets, the packages that arrive at our doors. The countless things we take for granted every day, they exist because hardworking people like your parents make it possible. Without them, nothing would function. They are the foundation, the ones holding everything together, even if they don't get the recognition they deserve. So if you've ever felt small because of what others say about your parents' jobs, please shake that off. Hold your head up high. Your parents are strong, resilient, and courageous. And the fact that they do all of that while still being there for you, that makes them extraordinary. You don't need to compare them to anyone else. Success is not measured by the kind of uniform someone wears, but by the love, effort, and sacrifice they give.